Yo, what's good? I'm Anglo. This video isn't gonna be about using FL Studio to make music in virtual reality. Although someone on Reddit tried it using VR desktop and said it gets kinda hard to use after like 30 minutes or so. Here's what that experience might look like. Fun, but not the point of this video. If you clicked on this video hoping to do that, here's your quick guide. Get VR desktop, put on a compatible headset, use a USB-C 3.0 cable to connect it to a beefy gaming PC, and boom, you have FL Studio in VR. You're welcome. Now moving on. This video kicks off a series where I attempt to create a virtual world to play my music. Heavily inspired by Fortnite concerts like Juice WRLD or Eminem, except mine are way less cooler and without that multi-million-dollar budget. So let's just call this an experimental documentation journey. So grab your meals, beverages, or whatever it is that you're into, because today we're about to get nerdy. Fair warning, this was pretty hard. My hardware started to choke up on the Unreal Engine's VR environment, but I'm pretty hell-bent to get as close to as I can to something resembling Fortnite concerts. Spoiler alert, I don't get close at all. Still, I think I learned a ton and I wanted to share that in this video. There's clearly a demand for these sort of experiences. Like for example, Travis Scott's 2020 Fortnite concert pulled in over 14 million players. That's crazy. And a year later, Astroworld happened. I think let's move on. So inspiring stuff isn't really limited to Fortnite though. If you're a gamer, then you've definitely experienced GTA 5's clubs. Come on. Solomon dropping sets with those amazing transitions and some amazing animations. Then there's this really cool game I played recently called Killer Frequency. This game mixes cool interactions as a radio jockey with storytelling and music. So all of this is super inspiring for someone like me who's into technology and making electronic music. So that amalgamated into the spark for this video's experiment. To try and build a tiny virtual down-tempo club and spin some music. I don't know why I did that. Before we get into the VR stuff, from my last video, if you recall, AI music is flooding streaming platforms. Over 100,000 tracks drop every day, making it really hard for small artists to stand out. So here's a really cool visualization that I cooked up. Imagine if one cube represents one song. Here's what 100,000 songs would look like in a single day. Pretty insane, right? The intent of this visualization was to emphasize that we as creators need to stand out. And this is something the AI right now can't do. Combining tools across various different disciplines to tell meaningful stories. Enter virtual concerts and experiences. Oh my god. Experiences. Virtual reality. Video games. Let's just forget about designing for virtual reality for just a second. And let's take it back to the basics. Step 1. How do you make 3D environments? Plenty of cool tools out there like Blender, Unreal Engine, they're all free. I recommend do your own research for this step. Go watch some videos and see which one clicks with you the best. For this experiment, I chose Twinmotion, which runs on Unreal and is designed for visualizations. And you can get this via the Epic Games launcher. All of these resources and links with a resource PDF is going to be in the description below, so go grab that while you're at it. Within Twinmotion, I stuck with the inbuilt assets. This video was just supposed to be a very quick workflow test scene. Next, I dusted off the Oculus Quest and started composing a scene. And then I got to work. I did some desktop speakers as a fun touch. Hey, why not? And KRKs, of course. I threw in some NPCs, which these NPCs just basically stood there. And a placeholder angler took the stage in my spot because I still need to learn how to 3D model myself.
What's the vibe? This place sucks. No music, no movement. Does this DJ console even work? I think I forgot my USB.
Come pick me up. This place is trash.
I skipped yoga for this.
Get me out of this boring club. This is the worst immersive experience ever.
Yikes, clearly I hit a wall and this wasn't resembling anything like those inspiration videos from Fortnite. I think it was time to switch up the strategy. Now, I decided to move the 3D model from Twinmotion to Unreal Engine. Step 1 for this was to export it as a UDataSmith file. Step 2, I installed Unreal Engine via the Epic Games launcher. While that downloaded, here are some games that I looked up that are made in Unreal. Next, I downloaded the Oculus desktop app, the Meta Quest link, and the Air link. I installed, linked accounts, and then connected my Quest. Boom. First issue. My 5-year-old PC actually needs an update. And like an idiot, I said, nah, skip. Spoiler, really bad call. So after a bunch of crashing, restarting, finding drivers, and updating over and over and over again, I waited. Then I waited some more. And then I waited some more. Finally, Unreal Engine. I can see Unreal Engine trying to open up. And then I waited out some more. A few more crashes and restarts later, 8 hours or so later, I was inside the virtual reality environment inside Unreal. Was this progress? Kinda. Now back to our question. Can placeholder Anglo play a set here? So I grabbed the VR controllers and hand jitters began. This wasn't my real hand, this was the virtual hand jittering. My PC was struggling and the crackling fire sounds thanks to the spatial audio within this virtual reality environment sort of mocked me. I was starting to really enjoy the calm of the fire crackles, but the jittering hands just made it really worse. So just a quick heads up, if your PC is like mine, 5-year-old, then it's definitely time for an update. So far, what have we really learned? That spatial audio in Unreal Engine is really, really sick. The rest was absolutely a jittery, unusable borderline mess. Now next I downloaded the UDatasmith plugin, hoping to bring the club from Twinmotion into Unreal Engine. Then I was like, hey, if I wasn't able to even move around in the default VR environment of Unreal Engine 5, there was no point trying to bring in that model from Twinmotion here to have the same jittery experience, and that would have been a nightmare to deal with. On the spec sheet, Unreal Engine demands at least 2 times the PC specs that I'm currently running, so boohoo, I need to update my shit. Now with the updated drivers and some caffeine coursing through my veins, I went back to Twinmotion. The VR navigation inside of Twinmotion is a little clunky, but it was sort of manageable. Time to sort of set goals for the next time I do this. I am definitely going to be moving all of my models into Unreal Engine. That's going to be step 1. Next, I'm going to be ditching the VR controllers to navigate. I'm going to probably bring in my PS5 controller and use that as a way to navigate within. Next, I'm going to be designing a very cohesive, theme-driven club so that it really feels like a personalized experience. So I'm going to spend more time on the environment, and I'm going to be replacing placeholder Anglo with the real Anglo and with some custom animations inspired, let's say, by something as we saw in the Solomon example. I'm also going to be testing out MetaHumans as a way of seeing if I can use that to make a really high fidelity model of placeholder Anglo. But I'm also really keen to test out how NPCs could react to the music, like syncing their moves and bringing the club to life. So that's also going to be something I'm going to be working on for the next one. And finally, spatial audio. That was really, really cool. I can't wait to test that out. Imagine walking through the space and the music shifts as you move. That's going to be really, really immersive.
Attenuation, so moving around, the fire sound is exactly the same everywhere.
So I think the vision is all here. It's all about execution. If you know how to use Unreal Engine and you'd want to hop onto this project, let me know in the comments below. I'll be very glad to collaborate with one of my subscribers to make this project into a reality. Now, every day 100,000 tracks hit the internet. It's overwhelming for sure, but it's also a reminder that creativity isn't about being louder. It's about being different. So as I fumble through these VR setups and jittery hands and placeholder Anglo, remember this: the future of music isn't about perfection. It's about the stories we tell and the worlds we build to share them. So this is just the start to this really cool series. Until next time, random citizen, stay safe and stay creative. This was Anglo. Peace out.